Okay, so most annoying thing ever, my computer just shut down. Um, I guess my laptop wasn't plugged in. Sorry. So, Louis the 14th, it's almost done. Like there's only a tiny bit left, so this will be a pretty short one. We were right at his wars, okay? So, if we go back over here and look at the map that I was showing you, there isn't any place for him to take over. He can't really go north or to Spain. He's stuck. He decides, I have a piece of hair. He decides the Netherlands. Okay. He's going to go to war with the Netherlands 4 times. And he loses every single time. How are people going to start feeling about him when he says, no, God told me we're going again? Just like with the Crusades, people are going to start going, I think you're full of crap and we're not going to fight for you. So just understand after 4 losses, okay, and how in the world, I'm not being rude to the Dutch, but how in the world does a country like that size lose to France? Well, Louis isn't a war man. He doesn't know how to fight a war. His decisions aren't good at all. Um, he just doesn't know what he's doing. So the Dutch beat him 4 times. Okay, think about all of this. He's fighting 4 losing wars. Guys, I told you in the past a million times, and I'm going to tell you a million more times. When you lose a war, you give something to the winner. So a war is expensive, especially if you lose. Yeah. You have to pay the people. You have to buy the food. You have to pay for transportation. I mean, if you lose, you have to pay that. They're expensive. Okay. On top of that, we're paying for Versailles. You saw Versailles? It's incredibly rich and opulent. It's expensive. It's a lot of taxes, man. On top of that, we're paying for the nobles to have feasts and parties every day. Who is paying for that? Oh, your taxes. Yeah, peasant taxes, middle class taxes. Because the nobles don't actually pay taxes. What? The nobles don't pay taxes? Louis viewed their tax as a service. The service that they do to or for him is their tax. So they don't actually pay monetary tax. So all French taxes are coming from the middle class and the peasants. Oof. Guys, spoiler alert, the French Revolution is coming in 1789. Louis XIV dies in 1715. Look, Louis dies in 1715. French Revolution starts in 1789. When Louis XIV died, okay, he felt really bad about the debt that he had caused. So, there's nothing he can do about it now. He's dead. Guys, listen. Louis XIV had been borrowing money because he didn't have money to fight these wars. He didn't have money for the parties that he was having. He didn't have money to build Versailles. He didn't have money to have a new outfit every party that he went to. He didn't have the money. So he's been borrowing money. When you die, people are going to have to pay your debts. Yeah. When family members die, we have to pay their debts. It's not like you just die and leave a $20,000 credit card and it just goes away. Louis XV is going to have to deal with Louis XIV's debt. Louis XVI is going to have to deal with Louis XIV's debt. And they're just going to keep building and adding more and more to it Unfortunately, Louis XIV dies and leaves France as the most debt-ridden country in the world at that time. They have the highest debt in the whole world. Something weird is happening. The world doesn't see that debt. France, when Louis dies, isn't really doing well because the debt is such a problem. But the world doesn't see it. The world sees him. Because Louis was so strong and he had so much control and so much power, every king wants to be like Louis and every country wants to be like France. It's a country that's in debt and a country that isn't going to recover from that debt. But at this point, every country wants to be like them. French Revolution is coming. And guys, from a world history point of view, it's one of the most important revolutions that happened. We tend to think, because we're American, that we're the most important in the whole world. Our revolution was a big deal. I mean, we beat England. That's impressive. We also did a sort of democracy, a republic. We did that. That's awesome. But what happens to the French monarchy and what happens to monarchies as a result is just like this domino effect just falling. Every country, boom, 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 is about to start having revolts after France. Okie dokie? Yes, after us too, but especially after France. Okay? So, weird legacy. Louis leaves a ridiculous amount of debt, but everybody sees him as amazing. So they think the country is doing amazing as well. It's weird. Okay, that's it. I told you it's short. England's going to try to be absolute next.